College, Pune University.
Thank you, madam. Good morning, one and all. It's my great privilege to introduce Professor respected Kharat sir. Also, today I am very much happy to chair the session of today's conference and today's invited talk because Professor Kharat is my teacher, and also it's a great opportunity for me to chair the session as a student of my teacher. Briefly, I introduce Professor Kharat. He has started his journey as a college teacher from 1990, and today he is a senior professor in the Department of Mathematics at Pune University. He has also vast administrative experience as a director BCD, coordinator, Center of Advanced Studies, and head of the Department of Mathematics. As far as research is concerned, under his able guidance, 10 students awarded with PhD. Also, he has published more than 80 plus research publications in the journals of national and international ranking. Sir has worked as a member of various authorities such as Management Council, Senate, Academic Council, Faculty of Science, Board of Examinations, Board of Studies, and etc. So many different committees are there. Also, Sir also worked on expert member for reputed organization like MPSC, UPSC, AICTE, as well as the committees of different state level as well as central universities. Sir also organized different workshop conferences in mathematics as well as in computer science also. Sir has delivered invited talks in many national and international conferences. Also, Sir has worked on different academic as well as administrative events. So we really proud and happy to have an expert like with you, sir. So I request Professor Kharat to give his talk.
Namaskar. Thank you, Dr. Pawar sir, Professor and Director at the school in Swami Ramananda Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. It's a proud moment to have with you especially, because from last say 25 plus years I'm just student teacher, but beyond that we have relations. Thank you for your kind words, and I'm really grateful to you, as well as at the beginning let me thank Dr. Jyoti Denge, Mashai Denge, and the authorities as well of the university, Punashlok Aila Devi Holkar Solapur University, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you. I do not know whether I will meet your expectations, but I will try my level best to give the glimpses of the applications with respect to 3 branches at a time. Of course, mathematics, computer science, as well as some part of statistics as well. And to that, taken together these 3, we can think of some applications with respect to medical sciences. There are applications in almost every branches of knowledge, including science and tech. Today I will focus on just one corner, one compartment of even medical sciences. Since there are good researchers across the globe working on different areas or working in different compartments, we are also some work in one small compartment. So please allow me to share my slides, and accordingly I will go ahead. Pawar sir, shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much. Is my screen visible?
No, sir. Screen is not visible.
No, sir.
namely meet and join, bound as a meet and least upper bound as join, and will be denoted by x meet y and x join y. I mean the meet and join, and obviously this is the relation which is very much known to us as a partial order denoted by less equal. When I say that a lattice is complete, I mean that each subset Ex of L has least upper bound as well as greatest lower bound, or infimum X and supremum X exist. If it is so, then we will say that the lattice is complete. One can immediately say that if the lattice is finite, then essentially it is a complete lattice. But in general, a lattice may not be complete if it is infinite. So if join X and meet X, or supremum X and infimum X exist, each one of them exists for every subset Ex of L, then we will call that lattice as complete. Mind well that I am giving one aspect with respect to development of fuzzy sets from Browerian lattices. It is due to Brouwer, and we have Brouwer ordered sets very much popular in discrete mathematics.
Sir, slide show nahi hai.
Sorry?
Slide show. Next slide.
Slide नाही आलेली.
नाही आहे. फर्स्ट स्लाइडच आहे फक्त सर.
त्या स्लाइड चेंज होत नाही आहे.
स्लाइड शो करा सर.
ओहो.
Yes, now it's okay, sir.
Is it the next slide now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is what I said. Everybody is aware about the meet and join. If not, then please land to our discrete mathematics sometime and get the information about lattices. It is very useful with respect to fuzzy lattice or fuzzy sets and fuzzy logic. All those who are interested in studying this in future, if they are studying right now, do take care of having some aspect with respect to lattice theory, how it has been brought into picture by Professor Nuktizadeh to describe fuzzy sets. So I was here that a Browerian lattice is a lattice in which for every pair of elements A and B, some or such greatest element A star B exists. What is that A star B? It is the largest element satisfying A meet X is less equal B. So collect all those elements X such that A meet X is less equal B and see that whatever that collection of elements X satisfying this criteria, whether that set has the largest element, greatest element. If yes, then call that element as the relative pseudo playing very important role, or it is the key element in the development of fuzzy logic or fuzzy sets and thereafter the diagnosis of various diseases in medical sciences. It is an operation star called as Hating operation. It is due to Arnold Hating, who introduced, but Brouwer took it further, and it has been said that if the lattice or if a lattice is with this property that A star B exists for every pair A and B, then it is relatively pseudo-complemented lattice, or A star B is the relative pseudo-complement of A in B.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Slides are not changing.
Whether it is the last Browerian lattice is there with you or not?
No, no.
Look.
Only first slide. That is prologue.
Prologue is there.
Sir, you make it to full screen. Below there is a comments notes section is there, na? Notes, comments
Notes.
below. You make it full screen, sir. You make it full screen.
I think F5 can work.
Is it now?
No, sir. It is not full screen because it won't change automatically. Can you see on top below right side below? Right side below notes, comments.
Yeah.
Then there is a like cup symbol. Cup. Next
There's-
one. Next one.
Cup side.
Cup symbol.
Next.
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 Yes.
Yes.
No,
Last.
that cup symbol.
I have done that. Is it?
Just click one second.
Extreme right, there is a maximization, and before it's a full screen symbol.
I have done that. That is what.
No, just click one second.
Is it come? Is it okay now?
Not yet, sir.
Not it.
Oh, surprising.
Close it and again share it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Is it there now?
No, sir.
No.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, now can you press F5? F5. Just F5.
Is it okay now? Not yet.
Not yet, sir.
That is very surprising. I did it 4 times. Is it okay now? Please check.
Screen is not visible, sir, yet.
I'm surprised now. Let me take the exit first.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Is it okay now?
Now it is visible.
So I'm making F5 now. Am I right?
Yes.
Right show is not working only, sir.
Is it working or not yet?
No, sir.
Maybe manually left side you have to select the slide, sir. For you, that's full screen and slideshow is not working.
Probably.
Ah.
So whether this slide is there now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Bavarian lattice.
Okay, Bravarian lattice.
Yes,
Ah.
sir.
All right.
If you click,
Okay, I will select this slide now. Is it
Right.
okay?
Yes.
Huh.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
it's okay. What you said is there.
Okay. All right. Because that is probably not. Sorry for that. I don't know what is the technical issue, but anyways, after this, then P is the same. That we have Q, which is a fuzzy relation patients and symptoms, P cross S. Then T is a fuzzy relation between patients and diseases. On Q, another is a fuzzy relation between patient and symptoms, patients and diseases. And a fuzzy lattice is the range of these fuzzy relations is assumed to be a Bravarian lattice. That is very important. If you recall from this, what I said that we have to have in the codomain a Bravarian lattice. As such, we take the range of these fuzzy relations to be Bravarian lattices, so that we will have automatically these added membership functions. And what exactly Sanchez did in 1977, that the medical knowledge observed from Q and T. Q is a relation between patient and symptoms. T is a relation between patients and diseases. And what they have introduced is a determination of greatest fuzzy between the two comes in picture. I mean that least upper bound, the greatest element is the fuzzy relation R, which talks about S and D diseases between symptoms and what are the diseases or what is the diagnosis set. And this is how they have related RESD implies QPS. I mean that a relation between symptom and disease implies a relation between patient and symptoms implies a relation between patient and disease. I mean that this star, see that this A star, this is my A star with respect to this bracket, I mean B star and then C here. A star with respect to B star C. This is how the Bravarian lattice or Hetting algebra has been utilized in studying the medical diagnosis by Sanchez in 1977. So it's a long history, and I will switch to the another aspect now. There are as many decision support systems in medical diagnosis, and I have listed few, but these three are important. The first is Dr. Moore's system, in which physiologic rule-based system has been utilized. In the cardiac 2 system, what we have, the probabilistic logic theory has been utilized, while in the 4 system in MedFrame, what we have, rule and frame based diagnostic has been utilized. So these are the three, what I talked at the beginning, are nothing but coming from fuzzy logic and fuzzy sets. This is how one can decide what exactly is the uncertainty. Say some symptoms are there. So what is narrated by the patient is that I have a pain in abdomen. But if I have a pain in abdomen, then whether it is pain in abdomen, I mean pain in lower abdomen, pain in pelvic pain, or blah, blah, blah. Like that we have symptoms, and then we have what is severity, we don't know. What is the severity of the pain? Directly from the narration, it is very difficult. And also, how much is it painful? And how much is it excessive? Blah, blah, blah. These are the things fall under the uncertainty, which is very much important in the study of fuzzy sets. So what I have next is the fuzziness in the differential diagnosis. I have put, these are the terminologies, symptoms, complaints, past history. It is very important what exactly the past history of the patient, the list of the possible diseases, or what we call it as diagnosis. Maybe we can put them together what in the set D, and then accordingly, is it possible to think of a single disease from the diseases that are the possible, what we have listed earlier from the narration of the patient and other symptoms like physical examination, medical knowledge, then maybe coming from the different medical reports or biological reports of the patient. That can be collected and categorized in different compartments. So what do we have? Given a 3-stage approach is that initial screening, then processing of the past history, and processing of the test results. This is how one can think of fuzzy relational calculus, in which map used, and fuzzy inference system as well. Accordingly, Sanchez and Adling's results, we can think of fuzzy inference system for the past from the past history of the patients, as well as from the results of the investigations, as what we call the blood reports or other investigations, like with respect to liver function test, kidney function test, and so on and so forth, or urine test. So these are all related to fuzzy inference systems. So this slide essentially one can understand if you know a little bit computational science or algorithms. This is the flowchart, how it goes towards the conclusion. In between, I will just say, is history factor applicable? If yes, then apply rules-based history. If not, then go to what investigative test, and if that investigative test and results from the blood, urine, blah, 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 you can apply rule-based investigation for the investigative test, and you conclude whether there is a single disease, and then if the single disease there, then doctor gives the prescription or give some treatment, what we call prescription, and then follow certain things. Can it be interpreted in a very lucid language or a very beautiful or simple language is mathematics? And yes, and we have done that job with respect to number of patients, in which there are 3 things have been used: fuzzy occurrence relation, fuzzy confirmatory relation, and patient symptoms relation. 3 relations: R0, RC, and PS relation, or patient symptoms relation. And the technique used is basically a mathematics, what we call max-min composition, what Mronalili Pradhanvis, Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam, or Professor D.T. Shirke tried to convey us that yes, these are the things which are very important, coming from different branches and then applied to other branches of knowledge, like medical. So we have 3 relations: RAS, which is coming from D crosses. We know that D is the set of diseases, S is the set of symptoms, and so on and so forth. So we have now fuzzy relation RP also, fuzzy relation RS also, and then we have RDP. RDP, I mean that RD, D is one disease. With respect to that disease and corresponding patient, what we have, first of all, take the minimum of RDS and RSP, and then take the maximum, you get RDP with respect to that disease and that patient. This is how the max-min composition corresponds to fuzzy conditional assignment. If RSP, then RSP by RSDS, RSDP by RSDS. All these details for us to sit and look at what exactly is the symptom and corresponding patient, and then the disease and patient, and then disease and symptoms. So these are the things can be brought together to study the gynecological diseases. I mean that one can classify the patients and one can classify the diseases as well. This is how the 3-stage approach has been utilized. So these are the technical details, and initial screening, that D cross yes, S cross P, D cross yes. This is how one can think of what exactly is the disease corresponding to one patient, and then study the similar things about the other patients also. So what is involved is nothing but just D cross yes, S cross P, and D cross yes. Disease symptoms, symptom patients, and disease symptoms again. So this is how one can think of making use of our simple relational theory from fuzzy logic in the analysis of the diagnosis of the diseases for the patients, number of patients at a time. This is how it works. It goes into actually branch what is called as artificial intelligence, nothing else. So we have then fuzzy relational matrix, and from this matrices, how these matrices are constructed is also a very interesting part, but one can see the details that are available in different research papers. What are these occurrence and comparability matrices with respect to diseases, and these are the compositions of relations. And then I apply the max mean composition method, and then number of patients with only one disease, what we could look at is 50 using our mathematical tools, fuzzy sets and fuzzy logic, or max mean composition method, and that whatever L D cross S blah blah blah, and then multiple diseases number of patients were 40, and so on and so forth. So failure percentage of initial screening was 12.83%. That was also analyzed. It requires a bit statistical tools to analyze, and then we have stage second, then conclusion one, this is correct. This is how we go with the expert, and then fuzzy set for USG pelvis, ovarian cyst, and fuzzy rule based for patient. P140 was also discussed with the doctors. Theory concept, namely A star B, relative pseudo complement of A with respect to B, and think of the disease diagnosis, patient, and the symptoms, and then we can think of the output as stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and what we have observed in the diagnosis that 91 accuracy was observed. So 2017 by us, and whatever we have from statistical background, max mean method as well from this side, and with respect to patient and symptoms relation, if the answer is yes, then apply appropriate alpha cut and classify relation. If not, then apply max min, and this is how it goes, the flow, and then we get the answer that yes. This is how cosine amplitude method classification and max mean, I mean that patient number 1, patient number 42, and patient number 144 are in one group. They have the same disease and they are to be treated with respect to same whatever treatment is given to be given in future. Likewise, here it says belong to same group, I mean they are suffering from the same disease and are to be treated on the same ground. This is how one can classify the patients and accordingly give the treatment, so that it becomes a very important thing for the doctors also to apply such models which have been developed by mathematicians and statisticians, of course by taking great help from the computer science people as well. So with these words, let me close the today's session, which was to convey you, but it was due to some technical issue I couldn't do it very effectively. But these are few references in which there are few references. Sorry. These are few references from the medical ground. This is the reference from the lattice theory background. This is the reference with respect to the Brownian logic, 1977. And there are few references towards the end. Professor Mukti initiated this business, and that appeared in Information and Control. And we have also did some job, I mean, a very simple and very easy job at our end, but there are great things yet to come, and we have published few papers based on this, in which fuzzy stat modeling has been utilized in the classification of gynecologists as well as patients, as well as fuzzy logic based formalism has been used in the gynecology disease diagnosis, and fuzzy logic based simulation also used in the gynecology disease diagnosis. So with these words, let me thank the audience once again, and I have tried to convey you in bit hurry due to paucity of time and some aspects with respect to technical difficulties at my end. I'm sorry for that. With these words, let me close my presentation. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, sir. The session is open for discussion. Any question? Any queries? Participant, please ask. Unmute your mics and ask your questions.
I know that it is very difficult to just convey the things within half an hour or 40 minutes time.
Yes.
When research is done for say 9 to 10 years by many people, and from 1977 there are as many aspects that is studied, including cancer analysis and all that. But I have tried my level best with my small presentation that yes, things are definitely good for new researchers to come and land in our disease diagnosis models, and we are there to work with you. You are smart enough to understand everything. Please go and see the details in the research articles. That is my request. It is very difficult, I know that, to understand within this few half an hour time different aspects. Thank you. Yes, please, if there is any query.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have, it was in hurry, I could not exactly understand everything, but I am a research scholar, sir. So, my doubt is, can I apply this same model for my research with respect to fuzzy logic in banking system?
Yes, yes.
So,
Three-stage approach.
can I take up this approach, sir?
Yeah, three-stage approach is always very useful. You develop a so history of patients is the second stage for me. You can think banking sector also. History is very important. That is the second stage. And in the third stage, apply different methods. Don't go for one model. Apply only one method. To different situations, we must be able to apply different methods. I mean that our model has to be flexible with respect to the situation, with respect to history. Futuristic business is fine, but it is very important when we develop a model, it has to be with respect to historical background. So three-stage approach is always better, and you can definitely go ahead with this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Jyoti ma'am, if we can get the PPT, ma'am.
That is what I want to make a request to Kharat sir. Sir, participants were asking for this presentation.
Yes, sir. Please, if you can.
I'll make available with
Share with
the, no issues.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Professor Kharat, sir. You have beautifully explained within a very short period of time. I know that it is very difficult task to understand within this half an hour, but it is one of the inspirational lecture, and researcher definitely do something on this topic. And also within very short period of time, you have started from Brownian lattice and logic and completed your lecture up to the applications of mathematics. And nowadays we know that mathematical modeling played very important role in the prediction of COVID-19 pandemic situation. That's why such kind of modeling maybe in future will be useful for the prediction. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Have a great day and have great success for the conference. Power sir, thank you for your kind words. And we'll see sometime we'll meet. Due to pandemic, I couldn't meet many of my friends, but definitely we'll meet in near future. Thank you. Take care each other.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Kharat sir and Professor Pawar sir, for being with us for this session. It is always great to hear from you, sir. Therefore, I just thank both of you on behalf of Department of Mathematics. Let me start with the second session now. The second session, invited speaker is Dr. B. Surendranath Reddy, sir, chaired by Dr. Rupali S. Jain, madam. Let me introduce this invited speaker, Dr. B. Surendranath Reddy. I'm very lucky and proud to introduce my research guide, Dr. B. Surendranath Reddy. I have completed my PhD degree under his able guidance. Sir is currently working as an assistant professor in School of Mathematical